Yeah, there's a chair right over there. There's a nice couch right there for you. Yeah. Hey, you got your coffee on? Genevieve, you said you're making coffee. Don't be saying you're bringing coffee. You're not going to bring it for everyone else now. Come on now. Hey, there's Bobby and Reason, Libalora, Adam. Oh, don't even get me started there, Bullets and Beer. Shitmoth and Jason and Karen and Rachel. And hey, Rachel, good morning to you. I hope you're doing all right there. I know things are rough down in your neck of the woods. We're sending you love and prana. I'd send you a cupcake right now. I would download it through the ether. Nate Hinksman's on the way. He's a felony from Facebook jail, streaming across the country in a 6-cylinder, high-octane gasoline motor on a frame with 4 tires, riding his way north to light a fire. Joshua Reisman, good to see you, buddy. Althea, hola. I got pants on today, Althea. It's too cold. It's way too cold. I love you, Rachel. Hang in there. Everybody send Rachel some love. There's some massive storms going on down there. You know, they still haven't dried out. They still have not dried out. She's keeping the soup there. Keeping the salt in the soup. Yeah, Rachel, your partner's in crime. He's been locked up a long time. What are you doing without him there? I should let the music talk to you for a while. Oh my God, the things that come out of my mouth. You missed it. That's good. Probably good that I had the mute on right there. I just described the Twitterus. If you guys don't know what the Twitterus is, the Twitterus is when you place a well-phrased tweet, like a poetic bullet, right in the bullseye, man. You hit that Twitterus, man. You hit it so hard. And women swoon, men are taken aback, and there's just nothing but massive retweeting. There's tweets are everywhere. The Twitterist is thankful. The Twitterist says, "Thank you, James. Thank you for making a deposit of your salt into the Twitterist." I can't believe that I've gone here. Good morning, all. We're just gonna keep rolling. I assume that my mic is on. If it was not, then maybe that's even better. But we're just going to keep rolling with it. Today is episode 155, New Moon Giants. And it's great to have you guys here today. Today's Friday, of course. And it's been quite a week. I wanted to give a special shout out to Rachel and all the other people in New Orleans right now. They could really use some prana love, guys. So I'd like you to imagine maybe some sort of a large mop in your head and pranically see what you can do. Maybe a lot of duct tape. Yeah. I think what would help New Orleans the most is some fucking live music. And, I think that's probably what'll what they really need the most. And we can't give them live music if we're freaking out about masks, can we? If we can't go out in public, if we can't do shit like that, how are we going to do that? How are we going to do that? So guys, we got to pull together. We're doing it, but we got to pull together. And as an example of us pulling together, I'd like to list a new hero. And I'd like all of us to please consider our witness. I'd like you to go with your witness and build it up between your hands, because you're getting ready to, I think you're getting ready to want to give it to somebody. And I think this person you're going to want to give it to, you're going to be like, holy, wow, that guy needs my witness. Here you go. And his name's Reed. So I want you to go ahead and picture Reed right now. And don't give it to him if he didn't earn it now, baby. Don't worry about that. Don't you give it to him if he didn't earn it. But I'm just telling you, if you trust James, I think you're going to find you're looking at a paladin. You're looking at a paladin right now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Reed. Reed is his name. They're at a PTA meeting, by the way. They're in a library of a school right now. And they're telling Reed, hey, Reed, you need to get out of here, man, because you don't have a mask and you won't wear a mask and you need to get out of here. Now watch Reed. Watch the electricity. Okay, watch the electricity in the room, people. Okay, I want you to realize that, what do I want you to realize? I want you to realize that, oh, come on. Come on. Hang on a second, guys. Sorry. I want you to realize that I do not know what I'm doing with this thing. I want you to realize that's gone. Those people are gone. This chick is gone. This chick is gone. Everyone here is masked, okay? I want you to notice that. Guys, anyone in the dojo, please notice this. I don't probably even have to tell you when I'm bringing it up, but I want you to look at the electricity here. I want you to look at the score. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 2 cops, 12, 13, 14 people, 15. Reed is against 15 people right now, and it's probably easier to watch this film because you're like, yeah, you know, it's. I want you to try and picture the electricity run through this guy's body right now. I want you to picture that he's wearing shorts. He probably feels even more uncomfortable. I want you to watch his body language. You can see him trying his damnedest to hold that field, to hold it. And you know who's fucking abandoning him? Look at this little shit fucker right there. Look at that guy. He'll be playing with his notes. He's like, oh, I gotta make sure these cue cards are in order. It's who knows what's going on down here with these cue cards. Oh my God, there could be a disaster. If there's anything going on outside the room, I don't see it because I'm a reptile and wherever I look is the only thing I'm concerned about in life.
This is what you are doing. You're sowing discord within our communities at every level. It's disgusting. Do you harass your clients? And when you're at your restaurant to put on masks, do you harass them?
That's absolutely right. The way he crosses his legs, the way his arms are crossed. But I want you to see that even inside of that, okay, we're going to call that, you guys are probably going to want to call that fear, and I'm fine with that. I'm cool with that, all right? But the reason why we're going to call it fear, though, sadly, is we live in a society where we don't think boundaries is okay. And when we don't think boundaries is okay, Reed has to do what the fuck he can to try and justify his boundaries, and it shows up in body language like this, all right? And that body language, if you're an empath, if you're anyone that has any kind of ability to simulate, and how do you simulate? You stop shitting on your ego, right? You build your ego up enough where then you can have enough profit to give it to someone else, and you're able to take that ego, that heart power, that heart energy, and plasmatically leave your body and go into Reed and see what it feels like to be him. And that's why you're able to read all this. You notice that Reed doesn't say, I'm uncomfortable, I should have worn pants, if I had boots on I would feel more empowered right now. He's not telling you any of that, but you know that. Why? Because your first language is not English. Your first language is empathy.
At this point, you can face official charges of I get it. I get it. I get it.
He's repeating his field. He's repeating his field, right? I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. He's showing his field. He's trying to say, this is my field. This is my field. I'm non-confrontational. I'm non-confrontational. I understand you. I understand you. I understand you. Do you see how it works? Guys, hang in there, Reed. And I know this is uncomfortable for some of you to watch. I know that. And the reason why it's uncomfortable is part of the electricity, guys. The empathy of what happened in time and space, in spine, space-time. Somewhere in spine, this happened already. And because of this etheric connection through a video, you are now able to feel the empathic emanations coming from this motherfucker and everyone else in the room. Sorry, I didn't mean motherfucker. Coming from everyone else in this room. And that's the nerve that you feel right now. So what you're doing right now is you're witnessing Reed. You are witnessing him. And the reason why I'm asking you to do that, the reason why I'm saying, please guys, please witness Reed, I know it's uncomfortable, is because Reed has made a massive sacrifice and we can triple bounce that sacrifice by witnessing it. I'm not asking you to share it. I'm not asking you to spread it. I'm not asking you to feel it. I'm not asking you to put on a freaking orange t-shirt and running shorts. I'm asking you simply to give him your full witness, which means all the insecurities you feel are his insecurities. And by you feeling them, you're truly beating a drum for Reed. You're saying, Reed, I got your back, dog. I got it. While no one else in this room has it. Reed's saying it's gonna have to be expensive. Reed's telling you it's gonna have to be expensive. Notice, Reed, you're fine. She's telling him, Reed, it's not worth it, man. You don't need to be causing all this trouble, Reed. You don't need to be causing it. Keep listening. Watch how the crowd turns on. They never were on Reed's side, but Reed knew that. He fucking knew that, man. Look at the odds this guy was up against.
It ain't worth all of that, brother.
Reed, don't resist. Guys, I know this is uncomfortable for some of you, and I want you to hold that space for Reed. I want you to realize that I'm not asking you to do something uncomfortable for wasted reasons. I'm asking you that uncomfortableness is you vibrating. Your red blood cells are vibrating so fast right now that they're off-putting energy, and that energy feels like nerves right now. Okay? And those nerves, you're getting ready to pay Reed with those nerves because he earned it. You're getting ready to pay him with it. Okay? So hear this nervousness, hear this fear, and realize this is good. This buzz is good. Okay? It means your oven's heated up, and inside that sweet crucible is the most beautiful cupcake of empathy, and you're icing it for Reed right now with a beautiful, beautiful candle. Now she is truly struggling, okay? She is truly struggling. She is. I know it doesn't look like it, and I want to talk about this. She is hiding behind a shield that you and I called a phone. And the reason why this shield works is because it's a witness shield. Witness shield? What do you mean, James? Witness shield. She's recording, and because she's recording, anything behind her in that phone is not seen. Do you understand? It's not seen. She's hiding behind that phone. She's the only reason she's pulled her mask down. She's pulled her mask down because behind the phone, she feels safe. Why does she feel safe? Because no one can see her. All they can see is the fact that she has a camera and she's aiming it. People of the dojo, we're going to talk about this later today because this is a really, really important aspect. It's showing you how the electrical scaffolding works of the world. This is why people hide behind cell phones like that. You'll notice that. You'll see them in the crowd. They're like, I'm filming you, and they're super brave. They're brave because the witness is being blocked. This, in a sense, is its own uniform. I realize it's a tangent, but I want you to see the electricity in this room, guys.
While they're cops, minority descent, have to do this to everybody. Constantly putting you people in these positions.
He just wants to have a say in what's going on in the day.
Do you notice how, okay, you could say, oh, he's nervous, he's not holding himself. Do you notice how calm he is? Do you notice how calm under pressure he is? Out of everyone in that room, who would you trust with the safety of your kids? Would it be the cops? Would it be the lady behind the phone who pulled her mask down? Would it be Reed? Do you see the electricity? I'm looking at the comments because I don't know if you guys get it or not. I'm hoping you do. I'm hoping you see what's happening there. I'm hoping that not only you seeing what's happening there, that you're taking that nervous energy right now and you're like, Reed, fucking A, man. Way to go. Way to go. The same way Teresa yesterday. The same way Lisa yesterday. The same way that lady on the beach who I don't know her name yesterday, right? You're seeing this all around you right now. Paladins, cavaliers, not infantry, cavaliers, right? It's beautiful. This is a hats off to Reed. This is a salute, in fact. And Reed is making it expensive. And he's not making it expensive by freaking out, is he? That's not how he's making it expensive. And you can tell he could have easily freaked out if he wanted to, couldn't he? He could have definitely felt that. Absolutely. James D, thank you so much, man, for the super chat. Holy shit, dude. Man, thank you. You're just pouring so much fuel in here. Thank you. That transaction that Reed made, your witness and my witness, has the ability to amplify it. And I'm amplifying it because James True happens to have a channel. My throat chakra is lit. It is lit so hard that I have 264, 300 and something people here, right? Like you could, if you wanted to look at the electricity of Reed and James True, then I would be able to take Reed's electricity and I can multiply it by as much as 349 witnesses right now. And you know, I'm not saying that's a lot. I'm trying to explain how the electricity works, that my throat chakra is allowed to tell you about Reed's throat chakra. Reed's throat chakra oscillated and it resonated with me. And it resonated with me so hard that my throat chakra started to resonate the same message. It wasn't verbatim as words because words are not communication, are they? Words are excuses. They're plastic cups. And I'm a writer. I'm telling you this. No, the electrical intent, the 5D electricity of Reed resonates inside the 5D electricity of James, which resonates inside the 5D electricity of those of you who that might resonate with. And that electrical connection that you had, that nervousness, that, oh, it's weird. Gosh, I bet that was uncomfortable. All those feelings. You can take that energy and say, fuck yeah, Reed. And your awareness of the witness transmutes that energy. Your awareness of it. Nervousness is not fear. Most of us call nervousness fear because we automatically amalgamate it into fear. Nervousness is energy that you feel. Nerve us. I am us of nerves. There's an army of nerves inside me, and I am nerve us. That's not fear. That's energy. And how you relate to that energy is exactly how you transmute it. To relate to that energy is to grab it and like a Rubik's Cube. Or to accept it as it is. It depends to you. Most of us don't even know we can change the energy. That you can take the polarity of it and go and turn it upside down. And now it's a completely different force. That's why I tell you love and hate are the same. That's why I tell you the biggest enemy in the world is apathy. It's apathy. When you find apathy on the field, it will destroy you. You need to consider that apathy is the only predator in the world, because apathy turns you into the machine. It turns you into a fashion. Fashion is mind control. Sorry, guys. All of them are seated because all of them are in fashion, right? They're all in fashion. Look. Notice how the back says think before you speak on the chalkboard. Anyway, fashion. Those people are under control because of the mask. The mask gives them the uniform to hide behind. When you're in a uniform, you have a profit to abandon yourself. Profit meaning you have incentive to abandon yourself. The uniform gives you the ability, the excuse, and the praise to abandon yourself. Oh yeah, that guy totally what he's doing is shitty, but hey, he's wearing a uniform. What choice does he have? He's just doing his job, James. He's just doing his job. The uniform grants you magical SpongeBob SquarePants powers. You can kill anyone you want as long as they're wearing another uniform. You can speed, you can run red lights, you can accost anyone you want as long as you have a badge, right? You can plant landmines, you can drone strike schools, you can sign executive orders or follow executive orders in an envelope. Because you've got brass, you have fashion right here. And your entire third eye can be blocked with a star. Can completely cover up your third eye with fucking lead. And no one around here will mind that you're now walking around blind. They will say, hey, he's just doing his job. And it's really important to understand how this works. Now, in Technology of Belief, I wrote a chapter that I don't think anyone believes, and I get it, it's fine, you don't have to believe it, about this fashionista lady. And she was basically turning mutilation and torture into art. And the mutilation and the torture, I think I'm one of the few that like looked at these exhibits and was like, that shit's real. That's not art. That's fucking real. And it goes back to that idea that the best way to hide something is right in front of your face. That you don't know that it's even there. You don't even know. It's too close for you to see. You can't process it because it's that intense. And these exhibits were cages with like dental chairs with like straps and like all these instruments laid out, and then these bloody figures hung from hooks. And the intestines were made into Medusa hair and shit. And this wasn't like a fringe artist. This was like Madame Louise Bugeaud or whatever. Very, very famous. When I say very famous, she was building these giant fucking spiders all over the world. These like 5-story tall metallic spiders. And inside this belly were these like cocoons. And there's a lot of children's themes to it. It's like Runaways, Come Here, and shit like that. And the entire fashion industry, think about it, art is fashion. Art is fashion before it's draped on a person. That the entire art industry, the entire fashion industry themselves are truly the main spoke of mind control. And that you find that Hollywood is that outer rung that controls it all. That through fashion, through art, through acting, through theater, that those are actually more powerful instruments to control humanity than force, than military. In fact, the military force that you see is never actually meant to control you. It's meant to make you be loyal, not control, because you believe in that might that you're helping to create. And so above that, the only true mind control there truly is fashion. Can I convince this person to abandon their autonomy and put on this uniform? And if so, once inside that uniform, does it have enough power to make them abandon their own moral instruments? The moral instruments, the compass that's inside your cockpit. That is easily abandoned the moment we place an outer coating of thread, woven together thread, around our field. That by draping ourselves in a uniform, I want you to imagine that you're an energetic body. And on the outside of this energetic body, you're placing threads. You're draping a cloth over it. And then you're bumping into shit, morality-wise. And no one minds. Because everyone's like, oh, what do you expect? He's in uniform. He's doing his job. He's doing his job. And we've created a world where that's good. Where we want that. Where we want to support that. Thanks to Reed, every single person in that room is going to be very, 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 very hesitant to support this next time. Now you could say, well, no, James, it's going to mean they're not even going to let him in the door. It could be. It could be that Reed can't even get in the door next time. It could be. But the next time Reed does get in the door, everyone in that room already knows how expensive it was to do nothing. And some of them are going to reevaluate. Some of them are going to say, is that truly the best economy for me? Should I truly be agreeing to this? Should I truly be watching this? Maybe what I should do is take my mask off too. Maybe the way that I could solve this entire fucking room is to join Reed. What would the cop do? What would the cop do if everyone here took their mask off? What would the cops do? You know what they do. They don't have enough, the threads in their uniform does not have enough electricity for that. They don't. Now, right now, it's 2 cops against Reed. But those cops have, I forget how many we counted, 15. There's actually more in the bag. Had 19 others, all in masks, which are basically backing the cops up. So that was an easy job for the cops. Easy, easy. Now, keep in mind, those threads are only reinforced by a thin layer of prana that you and I called a paycheck. That is truly what empowers. Okay, so you, your field, my field, James, my field and your field, they're powered by ourself, right? They're powered by our prana, our ego, our pride, all of that. That's how we power our field. But when you put on a fucking uniform, do you know where that uniform gets its power? From your paycheck. Your paycheck fires up that uniform. And it's just like those fucks who spend all their days inside their car with their windows up, with the heat on or the air conditioner on. They're keeping tepid, right? They're maintaining tepid inside. And so when they get out of the car, they're super cold. Oh my God, it's so cold. And it's like, dude, it's 57. The tepidness makes them even weaker. Weaker. You'd think, well, wait a minute, shouldn't that make them stronger? No, it makes them weaker. And that uniform is going to fit even better the more tepid they are. And that uniform is literally powered by the paycheck. That's why the more stripes you have, the more uniform has power over others. And that uniform is powered by that paycheck. It's all energy. Guys, none of this invisible energy is invisible. What's making it hard to see is that you think it's not there. That's the only reason why it's hard to see, is you think it's not there. Or you're buying into the shit about ego, and you just don't have enough electricity to start to render the second attention, to start to pour energy into it. You don't. This was posted on Facebook. Kids' lives matter. It's time to end child sex trafficking and abuse. Donald Trump just yesterday came on and said, we're going to end child sex trafficking and abuse with this new bill. It's going to end it. It's really bad. It's really bad. It's not going to end it, he said. It's just going to really help fix it. It's going to really help fix it. And in the next few months, we're going to be putting this into effect. And soon, over the next few months, we're going to really, really help stop all that child trafficking. I'm thinking, by wintertime or something. Meanwhile, we're literally putting muzzles on kids and trafficking them on school buses, while Donald Trump tells you he's here to fix child trafficking. And the Pizzagate crowd is squirting. Yes. They're losing it. They're so happy because the boogeyman, the witch finder general, found a witch. Like, yep, we found a witch. Her name's Edna. Turns out most of you guys don't like Edna. And Edna's the witch. And we're going to burn Edna tonight on the stake. I'm just doing my job on the Witchfinder General. Witchfinder General wore black and white. He was like, black check, white check. He was draped in it. It's a job. Made popular by King James. Chasing herbalists around the forest. We have to burn her. What? She made me a poultice. A poultice. I want to thank a special shout out to 1000 Rogers, K. Rogers. He actually brought this up. This is exactly what I wrote about in the book, and he nailed it. Masks are a uniform. Hi, James. Talking to a friend about their cop kid doing undercover duty and looking at the psychological energy behavior of undercover cops dressed in street clothes. Could they legally get away with doing the same things if they had a uniform on? I don't think so. Change clothes and it changes behavioral jurisdiction, perceptually garnering greater or lesser freedom of acceptable behaviors. Yep, it's about the threads, which led to unraveling the mask madness. Masks are a uniform. Enjoying your books, Best K. Rogers. Thank you so much, man. You nailed it. You nailed it. They're a uniform. And that's exactly what I talked about in Technology of Belief, is how powerful that uniform is and how unassuming it appears to us. How unassuming it is. And that uniform can be anything, isn't it? What did we just learn? Scrubs. Scrubs are a uniform. White coats are a uniform. There's no difference. There's no difference at all. Fashion is mind control because fashion is an electrical field that's placed outside your body. It drapes over you, gives you air conditioning and heat. It makes all your bad decisions, all those hard, heavy decisions, go away and leave you alone for a while. You got to get it. Pull the peanut from the stone. New moon yesterday. Pretty excited about that. We got people in town. Yep, this will be our 4th, maybe 5th. I think it's 5th. For Brent and I think we're the only one. I think we got 5 under our belt. 5 new moon ceremonies. This will be our 5th one. We got Nate steaming up here. We got Alex. We got Jason. We got Chris. We got Brent. Dogmar's coming up. Actually, I don't even know the whole list. I shouldn't have even read it. Sorry. Because I don't even know the whole list. Maybe 19 of us. And we're going to wake the land. We're going to wake the land. And I thought we'd maybe take a little bit of opportunity to explain what I mean by that. But before that, I want you to know that our good friends in Scotland have already begun this ritual. And a beautiful couple would walk to the beach and they would grab a stone and carry it back. And there are 19 stones in this circle. And they prepped it for the fire. They told the land, hey, we're getting ready to do something for you tonight. And that night they lit their fire. And they told the land, we hear you. They told the land, hey, psst, the giants are home. Then they made this cake. Shove this in your whore mouth, Babylon. And that's a tribe right there. You cannot ask for a better tribe. You can't. You can't. So how does this work? James, how does the campfire work? I don't understand. How does it work? How does it work? How does it work? When you think about a ritual, you don't need to read it from a book. You don't need to have a shaman come and tell you how to do it. You don't have to do any of that. All you have to do is just think about and experiment with what is the most symbolic thing I could do. So you start with what you want to do. James True thought, I'd like to awaken the land. Like, hey, Brent, how do we awaken the land? How do we get people off the internet and back in the land? And we discussed, well, really the internet is sort of like the new version of a campfire. It's an advanced civilization form of an etheric campfire, like oily campfire. And what we want is to reinvigorate the campfire part of it. Because if the land was lit up, the land would be awake. That the lighting of the land with intention, by the way, is how you wake it. And so we started thinking about the fire and how that would pertain to things. And in my wilderness camp experience, if I've told you guys, I used to work with kids in wilderness camp, learned a lot of tricks. A lot of these tricks we use in the dojo, by the way. It's part of why I do consults on the side. You can look that up on jtrue.com. But these consults are meant to electrically repair your field, to look at your field and figure out how we can find more energy, how we can do that. And this ceremony for the land is the exact same thing I noticed. I was like, wait a minute, we could just extrapolate this to the land. I want the land to be alive. How do we showcase? How do we recognize? How do we witness that the land is alive? And we started asking ourselves, what is life? And life is a pulse. All things that are alive have a pulse. We analyze things, whether they're living or dead, by checking their pulse. Does it have a pulse? The moon has a pulse. The seasons have a pulse. The sun has a pulse. The Nile River has a pulse. The Amazon River has a pulse. The Mississippi River has a pulse. Seasons, weather, people, women. Women have a pulse. Men have a pulse. So how do we give the land a pulse? Fire. An intentional campfire placed in a rhythm would simulate, therefore resonate, the pulse. So we pick the new moon, the first quarter new moon. It's a great time for building. It's a great time for build-up, right? It's a great time for new things. This is something new we want. We want to awaken the land. So every first quarter of the waxing new moon, right? Anytime in there, 7 days in there, you got 7-day window. What if we could have a ceremonial fire and with intention set that pulse? And we did. Now the first pulse, the land isn't really alive because that's just one pulse. A heartbeat is multiple pulses. It's more than one, right? Your life is a measure of those pulses. So we couldn't do this once. The land wouldn't know we're talking to it. It could be a coincidence. In fact, you can only set the cycle with at least more than one. I think 3. You need at least 3 pulses to even expect that the land could be listening. And this land's been asleep a long time, guys. Amnesia has set in. We've emptied our mounds. We've cleaned out all the burial mounds, sold them all for archaeological facts or just bulldozed them. We buried all the bones we can find that might be bigger than we think they are. So this land's been asleep for a long time. So you cannot expect it just to wake up, pop tall on the first fire. You can't. It needs more than that. And the land is so much bigger than you. It runs much slower than you. And that's why we decided to set a pulse of every new moon. Because the land's that big, its pulse would be that slow. And by setting it on the new moon, Brent and I and others have noticed that we've started to sync our lives with the moon. In fact, every time we have one of these new moon ceremonies, we recollect on where we were the last new moon, and the last new moon, and the last new moon. And there's not a fucking system on your calendar that does that. There's not. There's not. You don't go into July 15th and go, oh, gee, I remember June 15th. Wow, you don't remember that. But you do it with the new moon. You do it. And what's beautiful about the new moon is that I don't have to explain the math to anyone. I don't have to show them. I don't have to send out a chit saying, it's the new moon, time to light. I don't have to. Everyone just looks up. And I know that right now during the new moon, others are doing the same. They're doing these building new ceremonies. They're doing things. Why would I not tap into that? Why would I not take that energy like Reed has done and try and gather it all up and say, hey guys, let's see if we can do something with this energy. So you start the pulse. And that's a fire. Fire on, fire off. Fire on, fire off. fire on, fire off. Now I want those pulses, we want those pulses to be connected. And we connect them with the salt from the same fire, the same ring, tells the land, this is the same pulse. The soil hears that. She recognizes that. And now we've just created something that the land has never had before, at least in our lifetimes. A neuron. A neuron. Most of you think that neurons are in the brain. And they are. But you have neurons in your gut. And more importantly, you have neurons wrapping around your heart. Your heart is surrounded by neurons. Big turbo neurons. It's its own mind. Your heart is its own mind. And don't let people tell you who can know the heart. You can know the heart because you are you. And you can know yourself. You know yourself through awareness. You know yourself in tapping into your pulse. And the bellows of your lungs set that pulse. Just as the bellows of man sets the fire, setting the land, which lights that neuron. And neurons are communication. In campfires, we tell stories. We share. We break out of fashion. And we reconnect to the land. This is information. We're sharing it. We're sharing enlightenment. We're waking the land up through illumination. Chakras in the land that have been dormant for centuries, decades, centuries, even longer, are woken up by you because you are the fingers and the toes of the land. The land does not speak to you, my friends. The land speaks through you. Why would the land talk to you when you are the land? The land doesn't need to talk to you. The land needs you to speak for it. And when you harmonize with the land, when you connect to the soil, when you plant your roots in the soil, the land will start feeding you what it needs. It fed Reed. It tells Reed, Reed, I need you to make this expensive. And Reed said, okay. Did that to Lisa. Did that to Teresa. Did that to Rachel, to Nate, to Brent, to Alejandro, to Jason, to Chris, to everyone who set out for this mission and said, this is more important. And it's happening. It's already happening. It's already happening. This isn't something I want to happen. It's already happening. You're already seeing it. You're already feeling it. You can see the pushback now in the mass. It's slowly coming. It's getting there. People are waking up because this is the best apocalypse ever. I'm not just saying that. You can feel it. You can feel it. And because this is our fourth or fifth new moon, each time we do this, they get bigger. They get that much more emphasis. Like in Scotland, making cakes, right? Shove this in your whore mouth, Babylon. This is prana. This is literal energy that you can now see in the world that wasn't there before. That's energy about the land. The land is speaking. The land is telling you, shut your whore mouth, Babylon. And we're saying that for it. Our friend Rand wrote this. It's stunning. James, I wrote this the other day in anticipation of the campfire. Great land under our feet. We call our tribe to the fire on this new moon in Katua to witness our remembering. We remember you, pounds ground with fire stick. You've been waiting for us to awaken from our sleep since we left you long ago. We remember you, pounds ground with fire stick. Let the vibration of this fire stick spread across the land to remind the other giants that you are here for them, as you have always been. We remember you, pounds ground with fire stick. It is time for the great chestnut to grow tall again, the great hemlock to root deep unto your arms again, and our ancestors to hear us again, so they know we are not lost. We remember you, pounds ground with fire stick. Let others remember you too, so that the Watiko that infects our people is scattered by the wind and blown away like a departing storm. We remember you, pounds ground with fire stick. We have always been here. Now we remember our place. We are the living soil. Rand goes on to say, the 5 occurrences of we remember you represents the number of man, 5. Stunning. Stunning. Yep, feel free to use that if you want. Katua is the name of our bioregion, in case you guys don't know, if you're new to the channel. It's the name of the land. It's our name for the land. Owning something is naming it. And this is not North Carolina. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. This is Katua. It's the land of koala. The capital of the Cherokee and the Creek before. 1/3 of the Cherokee was white dudes. Half of the Seminole was black. They called this going savage. But when you left Jamestown, when you're like, you guys are fucking nuts. You built this giant fort made out of wood. You're drinking salt water. You're going around Puritan each other going, repent, repent, repent. Fuck y'all, I'm joining the natives. They're like, you're a Luciferian. Hey, that guy's a Luciferian. He's going out joining the natives and they got like a morning star ceremony. We got to stop him. You sit there, what happened to City of Roanoke? They fucking wised up. They were like, we're not fucking servants of the king here to set a new colony while we wait for magical supplies that are going to arrive anywhere from 8 months to 7 years from now. You fucking nuts? These guys they have 3 sisters. Yeah, they're like growing squash, corn, and beans. It's like this beautiful harmony. These guys know what the fuck they're doing. Did you know DeSoto used to like put up wanted posters? If you grow your hair long, you're going in the stockade. And women, don't you be looking at the natives out there like, ooh, hey, big boy. No. It's like we have flyers that prove this. The hardest thing to do was to keep us here, to keep us inside these boxes. They had to change those forts to gypsum, drywall. What is drywall? It's fucking salt. So they're extracting your oil. Helping the amnesia. Helping it. And as people were coming over this land, they noticed, holy shit, they're not staying civilized. We need to burn this place down. And it was a systematic clearing. Clearing of the giants, clearing the mounds, clearing the land, clearing the memories. Decimating it. Shaming everything they could that was native, savage, ego, pride, tribe. Right? We replaced tribe with town. We replaced nation with city. We took living things like a tribe and turned it into an incorporation. A shell. No humans in it. In fact, there's not even a unanimous rule. It's a majority rule. It's a mob mentality. And we make the mob as stupid as we can to make this easier. We make the mob where they rule themselves. And they say, we will win as long as we only have a few reeds in our bunch. We will win this as long as we make sure that we can't let too many reeds grow. Reed is a weed. He's a weed. And Babylon wants to root Reed out. Right? They want to round him up. Monsanto his ass. And Reed's a dandelion. And he's in a room where people think that dude's a weed. And you and me are making tea out of Reed. We're drinking Reed right now. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Thank you so much, Reed. I know you can't hear me, but thank you. Thank you for making that expensive. Thank you for realizing this is what the fuck is happening to our kids right now. Thank you for realizing that the hippies that are wandering around in mass, and don't tell me in chat they don't do that, because they do. Go to Asheville, you can fucking, like, mailbox baseball. You can drive down the street and just fucking nail them all in the face with a board. It won't help, though. Because the hipness of the fashion is the mind control. And those people that you think in the co-op that would never ever turn on you, they're going to be the first ones to sink their teeth in your fucking neck. You know why? Because they're in a uniform too. You just don't know it. You didn't know dreads was a uniform, did you? You didn't know the patchouli and growing your underarm hair long is a uniform, did you? You think that grunge crunchy shit means that morality is seated inside, and you're wrong because it's fashion, because fashion is mind control. Why do you think I don't wear pants when I stream? With the exception of the arrangement I have with Gaia Bear. There's other reasons for that. I don't just do it for Gaia Bear. It's mind control. It's mind control because it's field control. In fact, I shouldn't even use the word mind control, but damn, I didn't write a book. I wrote a book about it, and it's mind control. But it's field control. You have field rings all around you. And all it takes is a few threads that have been imbued with magic, which comes from a paycheck. And those threads take over your entire being as long as your ego is low, as long as it's down. And that's why I have to stand. I have to stand up. I have to be just like Reed's doing. I have to do what I can for ego. I have to do it. It's that time in the show. Let's get him ready, boys. Let's get him ready. Come on, whip him out. Bullets and Bears, I know you got one. It's time for the airing of grievance. It's time for the airing of grievance right now. If anyone has a grievance, now's the time. Now's the time to list those grievances. Anyone got a grievance, let me know. Electric Sheeple says, I'm pretty well checked out of Babylon right now. I have no credit cards, no bank, no cell phone, no license. I pay no taxes. Thank you, Electric Sheeple. Thank you. Guy Bear says, I work hard to keep James pantsless. I work hard too, Guy Bear. Someone needs to edit this and clip in James True over whatever else she says. CBD Bear says. Let's see what we got here. Bring back the airship, says Super Shark Attack. I agree. Shipmoth says, I have to go take my mother to the vet. Grrr. Oh, that's a rough one, Shipmoth. Good luck with that. I have a grievance, says Dreamy Dudes. How do you sleep at night? Probably won't try and get in contact with him, but if you want to get in contact with him about Bible, we would go for it. Haven't paid taxes in 3 years, says Carrie Skates. Way to go. I've never paid my taxes, says Mikhail. Awesome. If you go on Twitter, Chari, you'll find that Reed video. Look for Jaru369. You'll see that I've shared it on there. I'll see if I can put it in the notes later. James, I'm beefing with you for not having an evening dojo. I'd love to join, but I have to work each morning, so I can't only do that. We are working on that, my friend. We are working on that. If you want to satisfy those urges, go listen to Adam Green. James True is inoculating you against cosmology, not teaching eschatology. I mean, I care about it too, but why bring it up every time? That's an interesting thing. Adam Reed is a classic yellow belt. He's working on his red belt, but his anger is so strong he's not able to see it. In fact, Adam won't do a show with me because of that. He's so angry that he doesn't want anyone else to capitalize on his anger too. It's really, really strange. That's a strange guy. In fact, he's the one that really helped me get out of the yellow-red belt shit, is because you saw him spiraling so bad, yet still always trying to kill the message. What I mean by that is that other writers that were giving him intel, giving him data, he still didn't want to share because he wanted to be the arbiter of that message. He wanted to be the source of that anger for you. It's like an anger junkie. Or drug dealer, I mean. I certainly don't mean to discount his work, but damn, dude, the guy will not open up. It's just he has to stay angry at it, so he's not able to see anything past it, which is good. You know, he's a great opportunity. If you're learning your red belt and yellow belt, man, Adam Green's the guy to go. That's a place to go. Absolutely. Definitely. James True, it's hard to talk about the specific topic anywhere else. I welcome it. That's right, El Zero. In fact, I want to talk about one thing right now that's really important. Is Bullets and Beers still in here, or did he get axed? I don't see him in here. It doesn't actually matter if he's in here or not. Guys, this morning, when I was doing my notes, you know, I turned on my notes, and then I open up the screen, and then if people are chatting, you know, I can see what they're saying and stuff like that. And, yeah, that's right, Althea. Adam from No More News. Well, I just told you, Jim W. And this morning I was there, and Bullets and Beers, who's very talkative in the morning. I enjoy that, by the way. Very talkative in the morning. Has a lot to say. Been a big fan of the show. I'm glad he's here. But he came in and he said, "Good morning, assholes." And I timed him out for that. And I timed him out and I said, "Hey, that's what a hyena would say. Don't do that." And I timed him out. It was like 300-second timeout. That's the only option I have. But anyway, 300-second timeout. And it came back on and Bullet and Beer says, "Oh, well, James, you say shut your whore mouth, Babylon. So I should be able to say good morning, assholes." And I timed him out again. And I timed him out 4 times in a row because then the third time came out, he's like, "I don't know what I did. I just got timed out." So, of course, you time him out again. And the 4th time he came in, he said, "Good morning, all. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day." And I timed him out 1 more time. And I did that for the vitriol, but I did that because he still doesn't get it. And he doesn't have to get it, and I don't have to explain it to him. I don't have to kick Bullets and Beers out. I don't want him kicked out. My only job is to make it expensive. I have to make it expensive for him because when he's walking in the dojo, he's being a hyena by saying good morning, assholes. So first of all, Babylon is not a human. Okay, first of all, Babylon's not a human. So you can't compare humans with Babylon. If we're going to insult Babylon, it means we get to insult humans. That's the stupidest excuse I've ever heard. No, that's not it at all. Secondly, Babylon's earned being called a whore. She literally goes by whore. "Hi, I'm the whore of Babylon." Thirdly, no one earned you calling them an asshole in the morning. No one. That's what a hyena does. What does a hyena do? It's laughing as it's biting you. It's biting energy from you as it's laughing. And you coming in saying good morning, assholes, is doing that. You're energetically telling everyone you're a sphincter that shit comes out of and good morning. And that's what a hyena does. And I don't want hyenas in the fucking dojo. And I know this isn't the dojo, this is the show, but this is the lobby to the dojo. And I want to know, Bullet and Beers, why is it that you need everyone else to feel like a sphincter? It's because you don't want to feel like that. You've walked into this room and you've said, "I feel like an asshole. I can feel less like an asshole if I call everyone else an asshole." And you're not an asshole. You just feel that way. And you're not mean because you said that. You said that because you live in a world of fucking hyenas. And this is how hyenas talk to each other. They go around insulting each other thinking it's funny. If you look at every single sitcom on the TV today, what is it? It's sociopathic comedy. It's cruel sociopathic comedy, and it's not real. Those laugh tracks are not real, Bullets and Beers. They're not. That's not how we treat each other. And by me taking a stand and timing you out, by me wasting the airtime right now to talk about it, what I'm truly doing is saying it's going to be expensive for you to come in and be a hyena in the morning. No one deserves that. Genevieve's in there passing out flowers. You're coming in saying, "Good morning, assholes." And I realize Genevieve may not have been offended by you. I'm not offended by you. You told everyone I was offended by that. I'm not offended by it. I'm saying, why the fuck am I allowing a hyena in my garden? Why would I do that? Why would I not just say, "Hey, don't be a hyena"? See, I can make it expensive. And I can keep throwing vitriol at you because I want you to learn. I don't want to hate you. I don't want to change you. I just want to make it expensive. And I think if we all did that, we'd be doing a lot better, man. Just like Reed. It's a little bit of Reed every day, my friends. A little bit of Reed every day. So, Bullets and Beers, I hope you come back. I hope you're in here. It could have been that OKC muted you. I don't know. But I just want you to know that that's why I did it. It's nothing personal against you. But no one here deserves to be called that, even if you think it's a joke. Why? Because they could use that ego. Because if they had more ego, they would be able to extend it to people like Reed. Because your ability to have empathy is directly proportional to your ego. It's the same thing. So why do you need to tax that? Why do you need to tax that? No hyenas, says Lex, and I agree. None. You can come in and be a hyena. I'm not even saying you can't be a hyena. I'm saying if you're going to come in and be a hyena, I'm going to make it expensive. I like Bullets and Beers too, dreamy dudes. If you think that this means I don't like him, you're wrong. Don't paint it that way. I'm going to put you in timeout. And I like you, dreamy dudes. But you're missing the point. And I realize you guys aren't in the dojo, so you don't know the rules yet. But this is how this fucking works. All right? You're allowed to make it expensive for someone and still like someone. Why? Because compassion is not consent. Guys, you don't have to like. Did you know you can not like someone and still back them up? You think it was fucking easy for me to back up Andy Kaufman? That guy and I are in such a big fight. But it's still, if he does something that's right, it's right. Doesn't matter how much I don't like the guy. And if someone else is doing something wrong to him, it's still wrong. I owe that to myself, not to him. All right? Thank you, Rachel. We need to continuously calling each other out for being idiot sandwiches. We do, because it makes us better, doesn't it? It makes us better. And you know why Bullets and Beers took it the wrong way? Because he doesn't have enough ego. If he had more ego, he would have heard that constructively. And he might have actually even reflected and going, gosh, man, why did James fucking time me out? He never times me out. If anyone times me out, it's OKC Bear pretending to be James, but OKC Bear isn't even here yet. Here's James doing. Why would he do that? Oh my God, I have enough ego I could spin. What was the last thing I said? I said, good morning, assholes. I wonder if he was offended by that. Huh. Why would someone be offended by that? All I did was call him a sphincter that shit comes out of. I don't understand why in the morning while someone's making coffee and passing out flowers, why anyone would be offended by that. And then boom, the answer's right the fuck there. And then if Bullets and Beers had enough ego, the very next thing after timeout would have been more like, good morning. And it wouldn't have been, oh, I got to act right about James. It would have been like, hey, I got my posture corrected today by a fucking chiropractic badass who runs a live stream for fucking free. Instead, it's like, well, James is mean. He fucking hates me. And that's cool. You can spiral. Dude, we're here to spiral. We are here to spiral. That's why I gave you all wrenches on day one. Let you just knock each other in the fucking face with them for a few months. I know I had to pull it out, but still, it was a good experiment, wasn't it? Wasn't it? Probably because you keep calling her a man. Who am I calling a man? Tell me if I'm calling someone a man who's not a man, and I'll fix it. Is Bullet Beers a girl? Is that it? I do not know gender. There's no genitals on these avatars. And trust me, I look. You think I haven't tried to feel up Gaia Bear, figure out what's going on there? There's no genitals on the avatars. None. None. No, it's not about his... You know what? I'm not even going to go there. I shouldn't have even brought that up. I was trying to give a good example, and now we have like, oh, we got to talk about this. Yeah, the great experiment, the great wrenching, as we say. All right, so it doesn't look like Bullets and Beers is even here, and that's cool. He'll get it. But if anyone else wants to come in and go, you're being mean to Bullets and Beers, I think you're being mean to everyone in here for not understanding what I just said. We need ego. Ego is heart. Boom, deprogram ego. Ego is all of your energy. Every single piece of love is coming from your heart. You are heart. You are heart. Okay, that's cool, Kieran. I just assume when I hear Bullets and Beers, I just think probably a dude. But I'm happy to be wrong. And I'm happy to be wrong because I have enough ego for it. James is in his stride flow state. Thank you, forbearance. A wonderful thing to witness. Thank you, forbearance. Thank you so much. You've been here a while with me. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. We've been running a while. Who tights for James when he's speaking? Great question, Aphrodite Rose Starfire. That answer is OKC Bear. And sometimes you will see him in here too. Pretty much no matter what, if it's live stream, it's OKC Bear. Always. All right. Sometimes you'll see me come in. And then as soon as the live stream is over, like while the credits are still rolling, I purposely go into chat and just thank everybody for being there. But you guys don't know that that's me. So just so you know, that's it. All right. And we do that because sometimes OKC Bear posts links and I want them to come from me, and he's my bro. So we trust each other. And if you guys want to try and tell me OKC Bear was unfair to me, I'm just like the world's smallest fiddle, dude. I will know when OKC is a bad mod when people like Rachel are writing me, when people that I know personally are like, hey, dude, kind of worried about OKC Bear. That hasn't happened. If anything, it's been the opposite. If anything, it's been the opposite. So just realize that. Yeah, anyway. Guys, we got a great dojo today. Michael Wachter is modding. Michael, sometimes you go by Watcher, and so if I'm saying Wachter wrong, please forgive me, but I'm pretty sure it's actually Wachter. It's his first time modding. It's going to be a great dojo. We're going to be talking about Reed, more about the electricity of that. So I'd love for you guys to join us. The links will be up right after the show. It starts at 12:30. You can join the dojo either on Patreon for $19 a month. It lets you just try it out for a month. You could see, or you can join for a whole year and save some money on jtrue.com. We'd love to have you. If you're someone like Bullets and Beers and you're like, wow, James, I'd like to learn more about this energy, how this works. I'd like to have more ego too. I'd love to be able to walk out and be like, hey man, I have ego. It's actually a good thing. Come to the dojo. You might find it helpful. You might find it helpful. And I appreciate you, OKC Bear. As Rachel says, you're the cat herder around here, and it's pretty funny what you have to do. So, thank you for your sacrifice, my friend. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, guys. If I missed anything, are we good? we good for Friday? You guys gonna have a new moon campfire? Are you? If you're gonna have a new moon campfire, hit the thumbs up button on my video. Yeah, that'll show them. If you're gonna have a campfire, hit the thumbs up on my video. If you're not gonna have a campfire, hit the thumbs down. That'll be cool. I don't mind. It's okay. It's not like these things are monetized anyway. Thank goodness for the super chats and the Patreon, because that's why I just keep going, guys. If it wasn't for these super chats and Patreon, there's no way this show would be surviving. Every video is demonetized, and it doesn't stop. I'm not even a victim, because we have this whole tribe now. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah, the dojo is absolutely awesome. I agree, Kessa. I agree. I hope you guys to see you there. Yep. Great treating. Oh, thanks, guys. All right, guys. Let's roll this show out, and let's do a new moon campfire. Okay, remember that pulse. All right. If you want to see Rand's beautiful poem again, or speak, there it is. You can screen caps. You can go back and see that again. And don't forget, fashion is mind control. It is. It's mind control. I love you guys. Enjoy the new moon. Make it count.
You said it yourself, this will not work if we are miles apart. Wake up alone, your fans are closed. Reach for something that you're not. Oh, you need to calm down, honey. You need to calm down. That you don't like your hair, but I think it's beautiful. We just need to calm down.